Hello, I'd like to introduce you to Zsombor Barta. Zsombor is member of the Green Building Council in Hungary. What will we talk about? Today we talk about architecture. Beautiful architecture, green and sustainable. Zsombor, tell me a little bit about the things that you're doing in the Green Building Council.
Within the Green Building Council, we are trying to adapt and also to spread information from abroad, but also the national ones between the professionals related to sustainability in general, but also to green architecture, certification of green buildings, and everything which is related to the built environment, environmental friendly materials and sustainability.
So you're trying to bring best practices from all over the world and in Hungary and match those together.
That's right. We try to channel in all these practices from all over the world, yeah.
Okay. Can you give us an inspiring example?
Yeah, so the CEU, Central European Universities building in the downtown of Budapest is one nice example, because it was partially refurbished, so the old building elements and parts are also integrated into the concept.
So that's sustainable, you also work with the old building.
That's definitely sustainability, to preserve also our historic buildings and the historic building environment as well, definitely. To use and reuse materials, again, sustainability. But on the other hand, it was also very impressive to see how the whole design elements were also integrated into this concept, because it was from the beginning a very transparent process. That means that all the stakeholders, not only the university, but also the surrounding neighborhoods and societies which are somehow involved and implemented into this project, were also integrated into the process. And at the end, the outcome...
So they could say if they didn't like it.
Exactly. Or they could say also what they would also need. And for example, the needs analysis showed that the surroundings would also very like also cafes, open restaurants for the general public, or the library itself. Because the library previously was, for example, a closed one. Now, of course, you can use also as an external also this library.
I like the rooftop. They have a very cool rooftop for meetings, etc.
Exactly.
So the CEU is an interesting example. I agree with you. I'm serving you a cup of coffee. Can you give a nice example of the Netherlands?
Yeah. In the Netherlands, we have heard just recently in our conference as well a nice presentation from the city of Venlo, that they are integrated as one of the first region, by the way, within the European Union, the so-called cradle-to-cradle principle. That means also sustainability throughout the municipal developments related to the built environment.
Let's go back to this cradle-to-cradle, because that sounds like you do something with babies, but that's not what you mean. So what is cradle-to-cradle?
It means generally it's about the materials, how you are reusing, and also the way of thinking the materials, the circle of materials. So if you are using something, probably it's not a primary source material, but it's already used or reused somewhere else. So you are taking something, you are integrating into your concept, and you are thinking already about what to do if you are not needing anymore this material after you are demolishing, or you are not using anymore your building itself.
So in a way it's a bit circular as well.
It's indeed a circular, and it's a way of thinking which integrates it from the beginning, from the concept already, what to do afterwards as well. So that's a very important element of this principle. The second one is, we are talking about a municipality. They made the whole concept from the beginning on also transparent. Transparent for the citizens, transparent for the stakeholders, for the future building users. So that means that the needs, the real needs of the surrounding communities is also integrated into the building, integrated into the conceptual design. That's very important.
So instead of creating a UFO that has nothing to do with its environment, you really try to something that is integrated, and the people already have sort of started thinking about how they can also be part of that. Just to put the spotlight on a city where I'm from, where I was born, Amsterdam. There's a very nice project. It's called Circle Building. It's not far from the airport. And I think that in one of your conferences we also discussed this building. Could you perhaps say a few things about it, and why you find it inspiring or not inspiring, or what could have been done better?
Yeah, the Circle Building is one of the first projects or first examples throughout Europe, by the way, which incorporated indeed this circular economy principle. That's why also the name. So that means that the architect was not designing from the scratch a building, how he thought it, but he was looking first of all into the materials which he had available, and then he designed actually the building around these materials which were available for him. The materials were already used, so not primary productions.
Oh, they were already used?
Yeah, some of them, of course, not all, but some of them, of course, they were already used, and that means also that the interior design, but the whole concept was also evolving throughout the concept of the development of the design. That means it's a very interesting and different way of thinking, because also the architects has to rethink if they would like to apply this principle in their concepts, because you are not doing something from scratch and then you are just going to the shop and buying everything
and buy
together.
everything that's
exactly,
best. No,
exactly. You are looking first exactly what is available, and then you are trying to integrate and adapt.
Is there also in this building that social element, what you said there? Because it's green, it's about the economy, but it's also about social. What is the social element?
Exactly. We talked about transparency and the importance of transparency. If you are talking about sustainability, this building incorporates it as well, because it's also like a co-working space. It's also open to general public partially, and it's also creating a big gathering place for the building users and office people who are using actually the surrounding areas as well.
Okay, I very much enjoyed talking to you, because you have a genuine motivation, and I also like it that you really try to have a big coalition of companies who are working on a very important issue.
Yeah.
So it was great meeting you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay.